I'm phoning you.
It's the right distance.
You gonna be on down Florida or up?
Yeah, Florida.
I'll go down, get on
Going
north,
fishing.
and then get right off. When we first moved down.
I saw you with.
I won't get on it.
I don't know if she told you, I saw her. She pulls up to that light next to me at the light, she says, hi, Ed. Okay.
Professional commuters, know what I mean? They know how to get nowhere when they go. And when you drive 128 in the morning, that's really full of tree trunks.
Whenever you're,
Ooh.
You see 18 wheels with
ooh,
trucks. I'm like,
Okay.
there's also enough trucks full of dirt and rock. Oh, and then the roads are mess. Bridges are all redone, the roads.
you,
Yeah, they did, what did they do? They did the 3 bridges and like took.
get organized, or you wanna?
Yeah,
few
what
more
is
minutes?
this 371 Acton? Oh, this is a completely different.
The thing is,
Okay.
high-speed rail, you like, dead stop at 10 miles an hour. But the right, 80. Yeah, no, I figured that out. I've got that all figured out. I normally stay in the right
Ready to go?
Yeah.
traffic.
Everybody,
Seems to move.
Vivian, you all ready?
You got the recorder? Or is
No,
this
we got a
time
full board. We're
All
good.
right. Life is good.
Pardon?
Life is good.
We all set?
Good, we're good, we're ready.
Okay. Everybody else ready? Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call this planning board meeting to order, meeting for October 8th, it being 7 o'clock. I'd like to just make a note that the meeting is being recorded for note-taking purposes, and it's also being televised and recorded by Chelmsford Telemedia. All right, let's go to the first item, meeting minutes. Has everybody had a chance to review those guys? When I start, I've got one change. Where is it? It's on 95 Drum Hill. Okay. Vivian, the last line in the first paragraph. He felt 2,700 was far. Should be 2,700 was fair. You got it? Excuse me, it was page,
Last page,
last page,
first paragraph,
first
last
paragraph.
sentence.
Gotcha, okay. Yep.
Fair instead of far.
Alrighty.
That's one change I've got. Anybody else got any changes, comments? Somebody would like to make a motion?
I move that we approve the minutes of 9/10/14 as amended.
Okay, how about a second?
Second.
Okay, Mike, Henry. Okay, so Mike Raisbeck has made a motion to approve the minutes of September 10, 2014, seconded by Henry Parley. Any discussion?
Nope.
Nope. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Nope. Anybody abstaining? Okay, so it's unanimous. All right, we got that one done. Let's go on to 5 Omni Way. Is there a planning board 2014-21? Is there?
Okay, and I have 4 things to read here.
Okay, well, let him set up and then we'll read a few letters and,
Mr. Chairman?
yeah.
Here we go.
Okay, Mr. Apostolakis has a statement to make.
Sure. In the interest of public disclosure, I do work for Kronos Incorporated. However, I do not have any financial interest in this particular application project.
Right, and Kronos is in a butter, I presume.
Kronos isn't a butter, right?
Okay. Okay, why don't we read the department letters, I think is what's going to be read, and then we'll get into the presentation.
Okay, this will
Kind
be...
of maybe backwards, but we'll do it that way.
This will be quick. Fire Department Deputy Chief Ryan, no concerns. Conservation Commission says, see attached letter. Basically, it requires Concom filing. Let's see, Police, Traffic, and Safety, no concerns. And Building Commissioner, no concerns.
Any other,
That's it.
Be,
you got another?
engineering and my memo?
Oh, okay, let me see what I
Here-
got. Oh, I'm sorry, I got one from, okay. Got
Okay,
it.
we got to get them both in.
Okay, here we go. This one's going to take a little longer. Department of Public Works, dear members, this office has reviewed the site plan by Merrimack Engineering consisting of 6 sheets dated June 23rd, 2014, and a drainage report dated August 6, 2014. As a result of this review, this office has the following comments. 1, this department shall be notified when drainage work is to commence in order to arrange for inspections of said work. 2, confirmatory testing shall be done within the limits of the proposed infiltration system per stormwater regulations. 3, an erosion and sediment control plan shall be provided and approved prior to any construction. 4, a drainage system operation and maintenance plan should be provided prior to any construction. Copies of any annual or other reports done in accordance with the plan shall be forwarded to the engineering office. 5, a site as-built shall be provided upon completion of the work on site. The as-built shall be from an on-the-ground survey and submitted in AutoCAD and paper form. 6, the design engineer is in receipt of drafting and design revisions based on the recommendations of this office. If you have any questions, please contact this office. Steve Yanley. And we also have, from Evan Belansky, I have reviewed the proposed project and submit the following for consideration. Background, 1992, site plan and special permits for a 20,000 square foot addition. Special permit for reduced parking, 655 to 462, 193 spaces land banked. Major business complex, aquifer protection. 1992, special permit from the zoning board for the continued use of and extension thereof, non-conforming parking areas related to aisle width and landscaping. 1984, original zoning approval. Specifics. The project proposes the construction of 213 new parking spaces, of which 193 were previously approved as land banked in 1993, and as such, this application was classified as a minor modification to previous approvals. 2, the project proposes to construct 80 of the 213 previously approved spaces in the same locations, the back rear portion of the lot and along the main driveway turnaround near the front door. 3, the remaining 133 spaces consists of 74 spaces within a newly created parking field adjacent to the Omniway cul-de-sac within an area that is currently wooded. The remaining spaces are interdispersed throughout the site. 4, there are no dumpsters indicated on the plan. Question. 5, are any new freestanding light poles proposed within the new parking fields? And that's that.
Okay. All right, we all set, Evan? Got anything else? Okay. Sir?
Mr. Chairman and members of the board, for your record, my name is Steve Stupinski from Merrimack Engineering Services. Our office prepared the plans that are before you tonight. I think the planner's description of the activity is very apt, and essentially what you see on the site plan is the construction of 2 new parking areas, one of which the board previously approved in the right rear portion of the site. Our design is a little bit different than what the board previously approved, but generally it's the same. The second area we're proposing construction in is adjacent to the Omniway cul-de-sac. It's the gray area in the front. Essentially, it'd be a serpentine driveway that would connect to the 2 driveway access points that currently service the site. All of the parking, including some miscellaneous areas that you see to the right of it, complies in terms of the setback and the requirements of driveway entrances from the street, et cetera, to the zoning bylaw. And the remaining parking that you see interdispersed throughout the site is due to the fact that the potential tenant that would require the additional parking would not require as many truck loading docks as has been built at the site. When this building was built originally, there was a lot of intense trucking that was taking place, and the tenant that would go here would not require that. So as a result, areas that were set aside for trucking and loading docks can now be converted into vehicular parking. So we don't need to go into the setbacks to develop the parking. It's basically redevelopment of existing paved areas and moving some islands to fit the geometry. In terms of the loading that's necessary, the loading in the front of the building would still exist. There are, I know the planner mentioned dumpsters. There are pads for the dumpsters near the loading docks that would remain. So those are what would be utilized. In the back, there are emergency generators, and I think there are pads there for dumpsters as well that would be utilized. And again, I don't think the intention is to redo the dumpster pads, but to use what's already there to accommodate the new tenant. In terms of the lighting, the site is currently lit with what I'll call lower level poles there, less than 20 foot high, and they're shoebox type, and the light does not spill off of the site. What we've done is we added to the plan the location of the ceiling. There'd be 2 shoebox fixtures in the back, one of which would be relocation of an existing pole, so one new one, and then moving the other pole back. And then in the area of the serpentine, there would be 4 poles that we would build in the islands. And again, none of the light would be spilling off the site. The remaining parking spaces that are being reconstructed would be serviced with the existing lighting that's there. One of the things that we are doing, because we are removing that wooded area, and several years ago, or I would say maybe 2 years ago, the area was sort of cleared out of all the understories. So now you have basically some mature trees between the building and the street. We're replanting the site with 49 larger trees. There would be a mixture of evergreen and deciduous. That's noted on the landscaping plan, and they're interdispersed through the site. So in addition to putting them along the street to make up for some of the trees we're losing, we'll also be providing additional shade within the parking lot itself and along the grass buffer that exists around the perimeter of the site. So they're 12-foot trees, so larger trees, and then several other places, ornamental shrubbery dispersed throughout the site. I think that's all shown in the landscape plan. One of the things that we're doing here is we're not redoing, or we're not having to add any detention ponds because of the existing, because of the impervious area that we're adding. We're basically collecting the stormwater and putting it into underground chambers for infiltration. There was a note from the Conservation Commission that we need to file a notice of intent for the work. I did meet with them, and in the middle of Omni Way, there's a wetland area, and that's used for stormwater management as well for the development. So if you look at the plan, you'll see that there's a wetland flagging in the cul-de-sac itself, and the 100-foot buffer zone comes about 20 to 40 feet into our pavement.
Could you come around and just point
Sure.
that out to the members?
On your plans, there should be shown the 100-foot buffer zone. So you can see the front portion of this parking lot is conservation jurisdictional.
Yeah.
We do comply obviously with the 25, 30, and the 50-foot setback requirements.
And the wetlands is kind of on the edge of your plan there?
Wetlands is down in the center of the cul-de-sac.
Okay,
It's within one of the lots on Omni Way. This is a non-buildable lot that the fee actually goes with this site or another site here. And so the wetlands are there, and essentially, we're in the buffer zone of that.
yeah, not disagreeable, I just wanted you to explain it a little more. Thank you.
Boardwalk to get out to the zone.
I did have an opportunity to review the town engineer's memorandum to the board, and many of the items that he's recommended would be either conditions that the Conservation Commission would put on the plan as well, or on the project, and many of them are items that we would normally be filing with the Conservation Commission